Everybody's got an opinion, but this is the bottom line.
What's up? What it is, back again. This, bottom line, is a controversial issue. Everybody wants to know about the gun laws. Well, look, first of all, I happen to be one for the Constitution. I happen to be one that believes that the Constitution was an unbelievable document designed to protect the country. The problem is the people that were designed to protect it are also the ones that are changing it. They're also the ones that are amending it, and they're not always amending it for the right reasons. So now we're to a point where it's, should we have guns? Guns don't kill people. People kill people with guns. And everybody says, but if there were no guns, they couldn't kill people. Look, if there were no guns, only the criminals will have guns. Do you think a criminal is not going to get a gun because the law says they can't have a gun? No, only law-abiding citizens will not have guns if the law says we can't have guns. I mean, get it through your head, people. This is what I don't understand about this whole debate and this whole argument. If the law says you can't have a gun, you really believe there's going to be no guns? So now it's going to go back to the 80s where everybody's just fist fighting? Come on, man. Only thing's going to happen is the criminals are going to have the guns. And then there is no more fist fighting. There is just straight mayhem and murder and freaking problems. Now, some people say, well, how do you explain people going into Sandy Hook and shooting people up? If there were a bunch of teachers there with a sidearm, a lot of kids would be saved, okay? But everybody's paranoid over a gun. Listen, guns don't kill people, okay? People kill people with guns. The bottom line is this. If you don't have guns, the criminals will, and then they can really wreak some havoc. At least if we have guns, we can protect ourselves. Now, again, it goes back to the same old debate. If you get rid of the guns and you make them illegal, there won't be any guns to hurt anybody with and commit all these crimes. Crime will go down. But on the other hand, if you get rid of the guns, only the criminals will have them. And so although crime may go down, the criminals are in charge. Will the cops still have guns? And let me ask you a question. How do we know the cops with the guns won't end up being the criminals? Here's what I know. If you ask old BL, I am about the right to bear arms. Try to break into my home unwanted or undesired. Try to hurt my family while I'm sitting there. Try to bring your machine guns around and start picking people off at the mall I'm at with a gun. People need to be able to protect themselves. If there's guns at all, then both sides need guns. That's the bottom line. If you want to get rid of guns and you can promise me that nobody will have a gun, then I'm all about getting rid of guns completely. I will get rid of guns 100% as long as 100% of the guns are gone. But soon as somebody's allowed to have a gun, I want a gun. And not only that, if a criminal that does not follow the law is able to get a gun in any way, then I want a gun. So that's the problem. We're not getting rid of any guns as long as the only people that are going to have them are the criminals. Guess what? These criminals, they're going to get guns no matter what. And then only the good people will be the ones defenseless. And the criminals will be walking around in charge. Okay? That's the bottom line. Guns for everybody. You know what's funny? They talk about planes getting hijacked. I got a way that never, ever again will a hijacker get away with a hijacked plane. And that is when you board a plane, you are all handed a 357 Magnum. Every passenger gets a 357 Magnum, okay? Ain't no one gonna hijack that plane, right? Give every student and teacher a 357 Magnum and let's see a school get in a big old problem with a guy with a gun, or a murderer with a gun, or two dipshit kids with a gun because none of the other people have one. The disadvantages come when one person has a gun and the other ones don't. So when the laws try to disarm the normal folks in the world to get rid of the crazies with a gun, that's where the crazies win. So now only the crazies get the guns. Stupid, and that's the bottom line. If there's gonna be guns allowed, I want one. If there's no guns allowed, nobody has one because they just disappear, I'll go with that direction.